Hello and welcome to the Pong playthrough video. Today I'm going to play through a full game of Pong, but before that, of course, we got to take a look at the manual. So here's the manual right in front of us. This one is from the original release, which is the Telegames version that came through Sears, through the Sears Sports Center, home of Ted Williams brand. This manual looks a little bit more narrow than the Magnavox, but maybe it's a little bit more compact to fit better in the box. Here on the front page, we could see it fits any make or model black and white or color TV set. Not that it matters because the game's only in black and white anyway. This manual is going to teach us about assembly, operation, maintenance, troubleshooting, and replacement parts. So here's the first page, unpacking instructions. It's going to tell us how to remove it from the box, and make sure you take out that styrofoam because I guess people are leaving it on. It's going to come with the Pong control unit, 4 size D batteries. Wow, systems used to come with batteries. How nice of them. And here's a little diagram of the system here. The left player control, the right player control, and the rear in case you got yourself confused. There's the front. There's an on and off switch, which is always nice. The start game button, and that's all you need for this game. And look at that, there's a speaker included. I guess it wasn't able to connect to the TV yet. I know the sound's pretty basic in this game, but that couldn't have sounded too great. And back here's the jack for the battery eliminator. What is that, the final boss? That name sounds intense. And we got the game cable, that's for some reason cut in half here, and that goes into the switch box. The switch box looks a lot bigger than the Odyssey. You're probably gonna need a bigger TV to fit that thing behind it. So if you had the Odyssey and this Pong system, are you able to daisy chain these and put the game into the game and then put this into the TV, or do you have to switch them out every time? Owner's responsibility. Avoid pouring any liquids in speaker opening. Oh, thank God they told me that. I was thinking about pouring some water in it to make sure it's all clean, so I don't get any dust particles coming out when the booming sound shoots at my face. Avoid dropping any part of game on floor or other hard surface. Well, I guess Grandma's not playing because you know how mad she gets when she loses. And here's some instructions for installing the batteries. In case you're like the toys in Toy Story and don't know that plus is positive and minus is negative, here's some instructions for changing to channel 4, I guess in case you don't know how to use a remote control. Wow, this is complex. I guess you need to open the battery compartment and flip a switch if you got to change to channel 4 instead of channel 3. The battery eliminator, that's the part I wanted to read about. Your Pong game requires a full 6 volts of power. Oh my God, you're gonna get yourself electrocuted. This manual goes a lot more in depth than the Odyssey about how to connect it to your TV. Here's a whole section about the switch box, and then they got different illustrations depending on what the back of your TV looks like. But do they have a whole video instruction of how to do this? I don't think they do. What is this figure? Then you got to go outside and you got to plug the cable into your antenna on the top of your house. I don't know how long this cable is, but somehow it's got to connect from the antenna into your house onto the TV. Do not simultaneously hook up more than one TV set to a Pong game. Is that even possible? How many attachments are on this box? That was a full 4 pages of instruction on how to set up the system, but now let's see how to play. Turn TV volume to no sound at all. The buzzing sound coming from your TV's loudspeaker is normally caused by Pong and should be turned down to let you hear the ball bounce sound coming from Pong's loudspeaker, because you really want to hear that doot, doot, doot. Oh, this is why parents hated video games back then, because you got to turn the TV's manual fine-tuning knob to get the best picture, so you always screw them with it, and then once you get back to watching regular TV, it looks all blurry. Then your dad has to come and mess with it again and fix the antenna. It's a whole process. They hate it. Okay, here's the play finally. Pong is like real table tennis games with bounce sound and movable paddles. Turn player control knobs to move each paddle. Missed or out of bounds ball at left or right side of TV screen scores 1 point for the opposing player. If we look down here at figure 6, the TV screen during Pong game illustration, you can bounce ball off top and bottom edges of playfield. If ball goes out of bounds, it is automatically served again from a random point on net towards player who missed that hit. Each player's score is automatically displayed on player's own side of playfield. Game ends when one player scores 15 points. Thought it was supposed to go to 11, but I guess it goes to 15. Oh, they have a solitaire game for those of us that don't have any friends like me. One of Pong's most interesting aspects is being able to play the game by yourself. In Pong, the ball can be locked into a repeating pattern for each of the angles that a ball travels. In a solitaire game, you should try to get the minimum score possible and then not having to readjust the player controls. A score of 0-0 is the best. Any other score represents misses before the lockup pattern. Then here's a section about how to go back to watching your regular programs, some maintenance in case you're having issues, and a troubleshooting checklist. And then here on the back is telling you how to get some replacement parts if you need them. You got to go to the Sears store and give them all this information. And that's the end of the manual, so let's get to the game. All right, we got a game starting here, and it's going to player 2 first. Heading down to the bottom. Let's get this ball moving. So it's supposed to start going faster. As soon as the ball sped up, I just couldn't keep up, I guess. There we go. There we go. Let's get a rally started. Never mind. I'm going to score immediately. Oh, I couldn't get to it in time. Player 2 is falling apart right now. Player 1's playing some solid defense. Right back at him, and he couldn't catch it. Oh, went around player 1. He fell apart under the pressure. Oh, he's losing it. Player 2 with a big comeback right now. It's anybody's game right now. That was a fast serve. I got the ball lock. I'm doing the solitaire thing. The question is, can I get it out of here? Because I can't go any higher. Let's see who wants to move and risk getting the point scored on them. I'll go player 1. Ah, I was way too slow. There we go. Player 2 got it out of there. Oh, around player 1. Player 2 is coming back hard. Player 1's just falling apart. He's not going to make it anywhere. Okay, just bounce right around him. Here we go. Here we go. He's getting back. Never mind. He lost it. Match point. Oh, player 1 cracked under the pressure, 11-5. All right, let's do one more game. I think we're supposed to go to 15. I don't know if they changed it to 11 after Atari came out with their own version, because I always thought this game went to 11 points, but I think there's a setting here where I could change it to 15. Okay, game 2. Players are ready. Starting to serve on player 2's side. Let's see if player 1 can make a comeback. It's not looking good so far starting off. He just missed the serve. There we go. Let's get a rally. Let's get... Okay, that was just a good shot. I couldn't hit that one. Nice block. Oh, I was right under it. What happened? He fell apart. Oh my gosh. Player 1 just does not have it. I think maybe my right eye is better than my left eye. I got a hit. What a surprise. Okay, that was a little fast. That one was a little fast, even though that one was kind of fast too, but I got it. Player 1's only 1 point behind, even though I feel like it got scored on a lot more. They're tied up now. I don't know what happened there. I hesitated. My brain froze. Player 2 didn't even attempt to get that ball until it was past him. Okay, here's a nice little rally going. That looked like it went through him. I could be wrong. I don't know what happened there. I felt good about it, but it just didn't go anywhere. I probably shouldn't have moved that time. I think I would have just hit it if I stayed there. I cannot hit the ball anymore. Now it's just the computer going against itself. Alright, well, what a way to end the game. Hold on, hold on. Player 2 has something to say. Never mind. That's it. 15 points for player 1. That was a really sad game. Both of those were sad. This game was a lot harder than I thought it would be. I think we're going to do one more game to 11 as a tiebreaker. Okay, here we go. Game on. I hit the wrong side of the... Okay. Wrong controller. Bad start. I just can't hit the ball anymore. Maybe this was a bad idea. Oh, he lost a point. Couldn't do 5 more rallies without missing the ball. I don't know if the future Pong games have longer paddles, and maybe the paddles move a little slower. This one just feels different than what I'm used to. It could just be how the original ones were. I'm not 100% sure about that. Player 1's moving a little too much. He can't get the ball. Match point. And that's the game. Player 2's the champion. I kind of saw that coming because player 1 sucked the whole time, but it was still fun. Now, I don't know if I could give this game a thumbs up, mainly because the thing costed, I believe, just under $100, and all it is this one game. I feel like that's kind of expensive, especially when you can get the Odyssey for the same price with more games, and it has a similar version of Pong, just without the sound and the score counting. Although I did have fun, and this version was a little easier to play without having to worry about the English controls and having the ball move on its own. But I think the final deciding factor has to be the fact that this game's kind of what launched the whole video game industry into the mainstream. So for that, I'm going to give it a nice thumbs up. And that'll do it for the home Pong console. I will see you guys next time when we take a look at the video action system.